The southwestern coast of Great Europe features the Iberian Peninsula, separated from the rest of the continent by the Pyrenees Mountains. This peninsula consists of present-day Spain and Portugal. The region has a complex history, as Muslims ruled it for approximately 800 years. In Islamic history, this country is known as Andalus. Andalus not only flourished in terms of governance, but also spread its influence across southern France, including regions such as Narbonne, Perpignan, Carcassonne, and Toulouse. During its peak, it extended toward the southeastern regions, reaching as far as Granada. The history of Andalus is not merely one of rise and decline, but also a legendary tale of prosperity. The Middle Ages witnessed the remarkable contributions of Muslim scientists, whose achievements played a crucial role in shaping modern scientific advancements. The reality is that present-day scientific progress is rooted in the foundation laid by Muslim scientists of the medieval period. These Muslim scientists of Spain were not behind in any field of knowledge and research. Spain's scientific knowledge, arts, religion, and culture. Before discussing Spain's contributions to science, arts, religion, and culture, it is appropriate to provide an overview of its conquest and the different periods of rule, so that readers can better understand its historical context. Periods of rule. The history of Islamic Spain is divided into following major periods. 1. Conquest in the era of governors, July 19th, 711 to 773 CE. 2. The Emirate period, 773 to 1008 CE. 3. The Caliphate period, 1008 to 1091 CE. 4. The Almoravid period, 1091 to 1145 CE. 5. The Almohad period, 1147 to 1214 CE. 6. The Taifa kingdoms, 1214 to 1232 CE. 7. The Nasrid Kingdom, Granada, 1232 January 2nd, 1492 CE. The Conquest of Spain. The conquest of Spain took place during the reign of Walid bin Abdul Malik, 705 to 715 CE, under the leadership of Musa bin Nasir, the governor of North Africa. At that time, Spain's political and economic situation was extremely deteriorated. The ruling class had oppressed the poor so much that their lives had become miserable. The nobility and ruling elites indulged in luxury, while excessive taxation crushed the common people. Among all, the Jewish community suffered the worst conditions, facing severe persecution and oppression. The cruelty and brutality of the oppressive system had reached such an extent that a large number of people started migrating in search of relief. Many fled from there and sought refuge under the rule of Musa bin Nasir in North Africa, where an Islamic government provided a just system, allowing people to live peacefully. As the number of refugees increased significantly, and they began crossing the sea, Musa bin Nasir realized the dire situation. He devised a plan to liberate the oppressed people of Spain from the tyranny of their rulers. For the attack on Spain, careful planning was required, including an accurate assessment of the enemy's military strength. Musa bin Nasir assigned this task to his competent slave, Tariq bin Ziyad, who in July 710 CE sent an initial force of 100 horsemen and 400 soldiers to land on the southern coast of Spain. This place is still remembered as Jabal Tariq, Gibraltar. After gaining control over some areas, they successfully sent information to Musa bin Nasir about the local conditions. Musa understood that if an attack was carried out quickly, the people could soon be freed from the oppression of their rulers. In 711 CE 92 AH, Musa bin Nasir sent his best general, Tariq bin Ziyad, with an army of more than 7,000 soldiers to Spain. Along with the army, reinforcements were also sent from North Africa. Between Europe and Spain, there's a 13-kilometer wide strait, which Tariq's army successfully crossed. The Islamic army landed on the coast of Spain at Jabal Tariq, Gibraltar. Tariq faced the Spanish ruler Roderick, who had an army of over 100,000 soldiers. The battle continued for 3 days, during which Tariq's forces ultimately triumphed. On reaching Spain, Tariq bin Ziyad delivered his famous historical speech to his army. His opening words were, "O people, where is escape? The sea is behind you, and the enemy is in front of you. By God, you have no option except truthfulness and patience." From the book Dawlat al-Islam fi al-Andalus, Volume 1, page 361. Sharif al-Adraisi wrote in his book Nuzhat al-Mushtaq that before delivering this speech, Tariq bin Ziyad ordered all his ships to be burned so that there would be no way left for retreat, and the army would have no choice but to fight bravely and win. On July 19, 711 CE, a decisive battle took place in the historic Guadalete Valley, where the Spanish army suffered a crushing defeat. Their king, Roderick, attempted to escape but was drowned in the river. After this great victory, celebrations spread throughout the Islamic world, especially in North Africa. The people of Spain also rejoiced as they were freed from the oppression of their previous rulers. In October 711 CE, the famous Spanish city of Córdoba, Cortuba, was conquered at the hands of the Islamic army. Many other cities also fell quickly after this. In June 712 CE, Musa bin Nasir himself led an army of 18,000 soldiers into Spain. The Islamic forces continued advancing and conquered Seville, Ishbilia, and Merida without much resistance. The city of Toledo, Tlaxcala, which had been a center of governance for previous rulers, also surrendered without a battle. The Islamic army, after conquering cities, treated the local noble classes with justice, particularly showing kindness to the Jewish and Muslim populations. The public support for Muslims grew so much that, within a short period, they successfully conquered all of Spain. Among the last battles was the conquest of the Bay of Biscay, where the city of Gijón was located. After this, the continuous series of military campaigns halted, and the focus shifted towards governance and administration. From the book, Dawlath al-Islam fi al-Andalus, Volume 1, page 51. During this time, Musa bin Nasir received an order from Caliph Al-Walid bin Abdul Malik, instructing him that he and Tariq bin Ziyad should stop further advances and return to the capital. As a result, after spending a few years in Spain, Musa returned. However, before leaving, he organized the governance system of the region, making Córdoba, Cortuba, the administrative capital. He appointed his son, Abdul Aziz, as the governor of Andalusia, and then set out for the caliph's court in Damascus as per the orders.